Good day, everyone, and welcome to a connecting conversation with Family Fuse, where we connect with members of the community to gain insight on how to build a better future for all. My name is Jaydlin Spooner, and today we are talking with Gbadebo, the Executive Director for the Youth Connection Association. Good afternoon, Kenny, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Awesome. So just to get started, can you tell us a bit about your organization's history and how it came to be and why it was created?
The Youth Connection is, was developed back in 1992 by myself. We're a non-profit charitable organization in Windsor since then. The organization developed as a result of some of the events that is happening in our community at the time, which I experienced myself due to lack of job, lack of opportunity, racism and discrimination in our community. And that time I was so determined to see how we can make a change, and that's how, the organization developed.
Awesome. It's great to see kind of Family Fuse is also working in the community as a nonprofit. So it's a very valuable partnership that we have. But what positive changes have come to the community since the beginning of this organization?
Well, I will tell you right now, since the inception or the conception of the organization, I cannot tell you exactly how many, but I can say that thousands of young people that have gone through the organization, in terms of helping them with their education, in terms of advocacy, in terms of mentoring, in terms of helping them, to secure employment within the city of Windsor, and we've grown so many positive changes. We now have in our community some of the young people that went through the organization. Now they're doing exactly what we're doing right now. There's one that came in mind. It's called the MH100, downtown. Helping some of the young people, in downtown areas. So I'm so happy to see things like that. And I know there's some other groups as well that are really trying to emulate what we're trying to do, which I think is very positive, for the whole city as a whole.
For sure, yeah. Children are the future, and we definitely need to support them. And with that in mind, on your website, a core value that is listed is acknowledging that importance of family and community. What relationship have you seen with supportive family environments and a child's ability to learn and thrive?
Well, over the years, I can tell you right now, we've done a lot of advocacy for parents. We've been to our schools, trying to advocate for parents. Also, we provide mentoring for young people, since then. And then I've seen so many changes in the sense that the parents, they count on us to help them, to advocate for them. We've appeared before the school board to make presentation on behalf of these parents, and since then we've seen the growth, of some of the parents and the children. Also, over the years, we have an after-school program, which I think is very, very important. That's a very huge component of what we do. Through the advocacy and mentoring, this is how we develop the after-school, because we saw that some of our young people, they, lagging behind in school, which I did talk to the principals, about, and through that, we developed this after-school. We were downtown Windsor for years and years, before, the COVID starts, and that's how we stopped the after-school program, which we intend to continue in the near future.
For sure. Just for everyone listening, what kind of after-school programs are those?
Well, the after-school program is, there's so many of them. We have helping these young people with their education. Also we have a drama group, which is still ongoing, but they're doing it virtually. We have spelling bee, which is still ongoing, but we did that one too virtually. We did one back last year, but we did it virtually, and there's so many kids involved. Surprisingly, we have close to about 100 young people who are involved in that. So we have book club. Now we have close to about say 25 or so kids who are involved in the book club. They're reading educational books, and these books are very educational, very cultural, and very appropriate. Now we have kids from grades 1 all the way to grade 9 who are involved in the book club as well.
Awesome. A lot to keep kids busy, which is definitely needed. And just kind of going on the types of children that you work with, in working with disadvantaged youth, is there a disproportionate number of visible minority families that require your services?
Well, I tell you right now, with all this, Black Lives Matter, and then with all this event going on around, there's so many groups now popping up and trying to help, And I guess that's evident of the fact that, there's so many young visual minority out there, especially Black young people who are in need. Otherwise all these groups will not develop or prop up the way they are right now. So, which I'm very happy about, in the sense that the more groups we have, the more, the better for our kids, in the sense that they can get all the help they need.
100%. And Family Fuse is one of those organizations that does help children, especially in the education system. And I know you are also in line with that, with the Youth Connection. What do you think would be the answer for the education system to help support these disadvantaged students?
Well, I mean, if you ask me, for the last almost 30 years, I've been working with the schools and trying to advocate and make sure that our kids who are marginalized, get the help they need. And what I hope to see now is the fact that with Family Fuse, and then Youth Connection, we can team up to see how we can really, for lack of a better word, I say push, our school system to do better, and this is an ongoing thing, and I don't see, everything being resolved today, but I hope, as we go along, and if we don't give up, because I've been doing for 30 years, or Youth Connection has been doing for 30 years, I'm not giving up. I'm passing it on and working with Family Fuse, just to make sure we have the continuity, that our young Black kids and the visual minority population are well represented in the school. We want to see the eradication, if I can use that word, of racism in the school, which I think is extremely very important, because we know that we still have racism prevalent within our school. And I'm hoping with all this ongoing effort with Youth Connection, Family Fuse, we can see a sort of lessening, of our young Black people, involved in, being helped, in our school system.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely going to take a lot of work to undo all the systemic racism in our education system. And just kind of, I know you mentioned the Black Lives Matter movement. Just kind of since the murder of George Floyd, a spotlight has rightfully been shone on the injustices faced by the Black community. What kind of impact have the recent events had on the youth in the Windsor community that you've seen?
Well, I won't say just only in Windsor. I will say it's throughout the whole world. I can tell you right now. But that impact is, felt in Windsor. As a result of that, you can see how, we have Windsor develop its own Black, how come I can't remember? We have a Black group in Windsor now. Fuse is part of it. Youth Connection is part of it. It's a big movement where we're trying to make sure we can I don't want to use the word push. We can work with our schools, we can work with our city, to see what we can achieve for our Black youth and then the visual minority, because we see there's so much injustices and inequity, inequality, name it, happening to all these Black people. So with that, I'm sure that Youth Connection, working with the Fuse and this Black group, you know, we definitely see some changes that's going to happen in Windsor and Essex County.
It's amazing to hear. Definitely a transformative time in the world right now, rightfully so. A lot of things need to change. And we've found this statistic of Black youth in Canada where it shows that 94% of Black youth say they'd like to earn a bachelor's degree, but only 60% believe they actually could, which is completely shocking that there's that lack of confidence in themselves. So what ways does your organization work to give these children the confidence they need to believe that they can reach that goal of a degree if they want to?
Well, I believe there's so many groups who are trying to advocate for that, and it's unfortunate some of our young people, they seem to have that kind of feeling where they don't have the confidence. Beside that too, we've seen the fact that over the years, you see how some of these young people, by the time they get, they struggle to get grade 12, and by the time they finish their grade 12, they don't seem to have any aspiration to further their education. And this is something we try to make sure we can encourage, all these kids to go to school. Some of the young people that have come across or they come to Youth Connection in the past, that's one of the things we do. I should say too, the Youth Connection, we used to have another organization that we provide educational support or educational assistance to some of these young people that are planning to go to university. It's a very small amount of money, but this is something we can probably do to encourage them to say, you know what, hey, you have people out there, who are supporting you. You have support within the community, so at least once they get that inspiration, they become inspired, to continue their education. And also, I should let you know too, like over the past, after being to all the schools, I'm surprised to see how some of these young people, they will come to my organization. I know of a case I can tell you right now, that's about more than one, I'll probably say quite a few, where the teacher in school will be telling these kids that, instead of you becoming a doctor or an engineer, why don't you go, towards this stream or whatever the case may be. That really get me very upset. I know of a young lady, I don't know why it's, it stood in my head. This young lady happened to be an Arabic descent, wonderful family. They come to our program at the time, and then the mother told me that the girl was told that instead of you becoming a doctor, why don't you try to, become a cook or something like that? This is what that girl told the mother, and the mother told me, and I have to go to the school. I got upset. I went to the school. I said, why are the teachers trying to be able to streamline all these young people? The child said he wants to become a doctor. What the teacher should do is to be able to encourage her or to give her the tools as to how, she can become a doctor. But we see that happen in school a lot, where these teachers, they tend to streamline all these kids to go into non-academic stream, which I think is very unfortunate. That is what is happening in school. And this is something we need to start working on right now. And I'm hoping the Youth Connection, in partnership with Fuse and other groups, we can find a way to see how we can stop all these teachers to stop telling these kids what they have to do for the future. If a child said this is something I enjoyed, that teacher's job is to see how they can encourage him or her towards that end, as opposed to be telling them what they have to be. And I'm happy now at the University of Windsor, we have the Black anti-racism group right now where they are encouraging all these high school Black students, to attend university. And I'm hoping, with that one as well, we can see how, some of our young Black people would, be aspired or encouraged, to further their education at the university level.
Absolutely. And I think that's really important to bring light to, because streaming is something that happens under the surface almost. It's a microaggression in teaching, where it's like, until people really point it out, like, it's such a very subtle racist transaction there. And I think 100% there are very good progressions being made in that area, which is 100% needed. And I'm very happy to hear that Windsor is taking those steps. Just kind of shifting to more about your organization's programs and services. What is the largest and most popular reason why families or children seek out your programs?
Well, now you're asking me to go back to the roots,
Yes.
you know, because I saw the fact that, about 28 years ago, I saw the fact that we don't have any program for all these Black kids in Windsor, and it bothers me. And when I started back in a church building, whether you believe or not. And, through that church and the pastor of that church, that was 20 years ago. I told him, I said, there's something going on here. We see all these young people, they're not really, going to school, or they're dropping out of school. And then through that, this is how I got involved in the community. Then I start going to different places within the city, and then I start collecting one kid, and one becomes two, two become three, three become four, four become five. And then I start picking up them, all the neighborhood downtown, name any neighborhood downtown. I pick them up in my raggedy old car, and then I will take them to YMCA. So YMCA, they go there for swimming, and then after swimming, that's how I will sit them down. I'll be talking to them. They know me, they know I'm loud, but they come to know that I love them, I care for them. And then through that, by word of mouth, I was surprised to see how they keep on coming. And I was even surprised that even the parents would call me, saying, okay, I have a child, can they join? And I say, hey, let's come. This is how the whole thing developed. If the parents, even the kids, they know that you care, you love them, if they know that you're genuine in what you're trying to do for them, you'll be surprised. And this is how the whole, organization grow. And this is how, I come to have a lot of kids. One time I used to have almost 120 kids. And then I employed almost 16 teachers. I don't even know what to do, but hey, they know that you are really doing something good for the kids. And this is how we grow, and I'm so happy to see that. And here we are, almost 30 years later, we're still surviving.
Yeah, for sure. In talking about that growth that your organization is having, what are the next steps for your organization?
I don't know what this. Jordan, I say, I go one day at a time.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
And then I will tell you one thing. Personally, I don't give up. Okay? I don't give up. I just keep on going. As long as the needs are there, I'll be there. And I guess going back to your question, I think the next step is to find a way to forge relationship with different groups. And I'm so happy right now, I'll be partnering with Fuse in doing so many things. And I'm so happy, for the founders of Fuse, and whether I believe or not, all the founders of Fuse, I know them all. Okay? I have two of them in my class, one at the college and one at the university. They attended my class at the time, And I'm so happy for that. When I saw them, they approached me to say, hey, Mr. Kenny, this is what we're trying to do. I give them thumbs up. I said, I'm there for you, whatever I can do to support them, because that would be an extension of Youth Connection, which I love. Okay, and this is what we need to do in our community to see how we can help one another, stick together, and through collective social action, we can experience growth, and then eventually all our young people will benefit.
Awesome. So how do people listening, how would they connect with and support the Youth Connection Association?
Well, it's pretty simple. All they have to do is to, I don't want to say call me. All they have to do is to go online. We have a very good website. Simply they can go to www.youthconnectionassociation.com. Once they go there, they see everything, who we are, what we do, and then we now have an office. Our office is at 1168 Drullard Road, Unit 11. And the telephone number at the office is 519-252-7222. Somebody's usually there. I have an assistant director. She's a wonderful lady, well qualified. She's been with us now for the last 2 years, and she's doing amazing work. They can call there. She's usually there from 10 to 3 p.m. Okay, so that's how they can get in touch with us. Or they can call me, okay, at 519-792-7857.
Wonderful, awesome. I will also be writing that in the summary if anyone didn't catch that. And with that, we're going to be wrapping up our conversation here today. So for everyone listening, the Youth Connection Association is providing advocacy, counseling, and tutoring for students in need. And just reiterating a piece earlier, the association's book club, where participants are reading informative, cultural, and educational books with the anticipation of developing their own books and poems, is going into its second phase. And the 2021 Spelling Bee competition is being held virtually with the date to be determined. Thank you, Kenny, for joining me today in this talk. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me. And take care, everyone, and stay safe.
Take care. Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you.